God?
Like for me,
I couldn't tell you. I have never really thought about that.
I don't know enough to answer that question.
I don't. I can't answer that. That's too tough.
I couldn't really tell you the meaning of it. I don't know.
I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't know why we're here.
Cheers.
Something is trying to happen here. Something is being born, like a phoenix rising out of the ash. Something is being born.
I think the meaning of life is you do whatever you want, no matter what people say.
Just to live your life to the fullest. Just live the life, do what you want to do.
And if a person tells you that you suck and that you can't do it, I believe to prove them wrong, and that will be the meaning of your life.
Is not to look back, you know, to enjoy that moment, you know, the best way to describe the meaning of life is
to be good people and enjoy yourself and take care of others and just be good, you know? To me, that's the meaning of good life.
To find the real meaning is to find love. Love. Christ is love. Buddha is love. Krishna is love. There is a great power giving us life, and that gives us meaning to find that great power.
What is the meaning of life? It is what is the meaning of life to you. Because for me it is different to you. Because each of us is unique, each of us is different, each of us has a unique note to play.
All of us are just this huge, massive puzzle, like massive puzzle. Each one of us is a different piece. And that's our I.
That I am a part of everything else that's here. And so the meaning for life is that we all have a role. And I'm trying to define what my role is. And if I know what my role is, I know what the meaning of life is for me.
Carl Jung, he said, find the meaning and make the meaning your goal. Just like Joseph Campbell said, follow your bliss.
The meaning of life is to experience the divine potential within you, say yes to it totally, and actualize it on the behalf of all life.
The meaning has to be made here in my relations with other people. Collectively, what we make of this earth and of all the people who live together, that's what makes the meaning of life.
And there is no point in you trying to follow my meaning or me trying to follow your meaning.
The thing is that you need to be able to understand your little piece and see what you look like, and also see all the pieces around you so that you can see how you fit in without trying to mimic all the pieces or change your piece.
Because we are each unique. We are a unique creation. A butterfly doesn't try to become a tree.
And then you've got the part of you that's connected, which is the little edges of the pieces of the puzzle, correct?
God is found in the interconnections between people. And the discovery of every person that I meet is a discovery and meeting of God.
As we look back now, having completed all of the interviews, it seems like the meaning of the project wasn't found in the answers that we got. It was found in the people that we met, the people that came forward, and they became like partners to us in some strange way. Maybe the best example of that is Llewellyn Vaughan Lee. He's this great Sufi mystic who invites us to his retreat in Northern California, and while we were there, he answered the question, what is the meaning of life? But when he was answering the question, it was as though he was talking directly to us about having come together for the project. And what he said was, when your meaning and my meaning for a moment intersect.
And then we are outside of space, outside of time, and we are working together in a totally different way that affects not just you or me, but the whole. And that is very meaningful.
I see a face in the crowd. I see eyes wide open. between us. We are growing strong. There is no need to fear us. We simply belong. They can try to chain us down. They can try to own us, but they can't own our living souls. The breath that moves between us now.
What is the meaning of life? The meaning of life is to...
As a Christian, to me, the meaning of life is to know God and His Son, Jesus Christ.
The meaning of life is to make a decision where you are going to spend eternity, plain and simple.
The meaning of life is to be obedient to your God.
To worship Him, to praise Him.
Those who deviate from His path, they are dead, even if they call themselves alive.
He is a God of judgment, He is a God of wrath, and a God of consequences.
Let me think about that. If there is a God, I don't want to believe in Him unless He accepts all of us, instead of condemning the ones He wants to.
Describe God.
Describe?
Describe God.
Describe what?
Describe God.
I didn't get you.
Brahma.
Describe God? Oh. Describe God.
Describe God you can't. It is a ludicrous question.
Good meaning of God, when people mean, when they say God is love, like in the Christian scriptures, or when the Muslims say Allah Rahman, God the merciful. If they mean by that sort of the power of love is the power of the universe, that isn't necessarily a person, doesn't have a plan, and also love doesn't necessarily control the beloved, it just wishes for the happiness of the beloved. So it's sort of a happiness energy that wishes for beings to be happy. If God is defined that way, then there's no question any religious person of any kind, whether they're theistic, or monotheistic or not, they would agree with that definition. The personal definition, like the angry God, the God of this tribe, that sort of thing, those things are a little bit problematic from an enlightened point of view.
The great mystics of all the great world religions, Islam, Judaism, Christianity, Buddhism, none of them are afraid of God.
God is not a person. He's not some sort of character who sits in a chair or something.
God is certainly not a dead white male in the sky.
He's not like some big old white dude sitting up there on a diamond gem-throated throne, you know, with a long beard, you know, looking, you know, all elegant and snooty and looking down on people.
When you say describe God, you have a firm assumption that there is somebody sitting up there. This assumption has created enormous pain and suffering to human beings on this planet. So if there is something called creator, if there is a force or a person or a thing which is creating all this, where can it be?
See, he listens. The Creator is everywhere, just like I said.
The Muslims say that God is closer than your jugular.
He is closer to us than this vein here.
And God is certainly closer to me than my jugular vein.
He is closer to us than our hearts.
And God is to be found in the heart of every living entity, as well as in all the atoms.
Smaller than the smallest. One could say smaller than an atom or an electron, and greater than the greatest, greater than